The Godfather. The weekend sounds great.
Godfather is the man.
Best music for your listening pleasure.
We got to do that. Yeah, why not? So shagging out to Bedford, stand by. You're coming live on the Keep It Real Sunday show. Shagging out to Mr. Beats. How you doing, sir? Stand by. Get ready, sir. Get ready.
That selection train is coming. It's coming now. The train is here.
Okay, we're going to go straight for that interview right now. It is now 12 o'clock. Turning into Sunday afternoon here right now. We're going to go straight live inside the interview here right now this afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, brother.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for finding the time to be with us so early in the afternoon or the morning. And tell us.
No worries.
Tell the people your name and who you are and where you're from.
My name is Mr. Culture Beats, and I'm from Bedford, UK. And we run a sound system called Culture Root Sound System, and we also have set up a sound system museum in our town as well.
Okay,
so
all
that's
right.
basically who we are.
Right. Okay. So the idea of building a cultural sound system, how did the group get to that point? What changed things for you?
What were you talking about, the museum now? Yeah.
Well, you start off with your sound system, and then obviously the museum.
Yes, that's
came in.
right.
Yeah. So while you was doing your sound system, what gave you the idea to go into the museum?
Well, it's just sound system memorabilia that I've been collecting over the many years. It was never for a museum. It's just that basically when lockdown came in, we were all at home and so forth, and everybody was tidying up their house. So I kind of, was tidying up my house and my unit and all that, and I found all the things that I've collected over the past 45 years of playing sound systems. So when I got it all together, I said to myself, what am I gonna do with all this equipment that I've collected over the years? So then I decided to do a roadshow, which means basically go to different dances around the country and show people, the sound system equipment and so forth. So we travelled to, Luton, we went to London, Leicester, we came across to Wolverhampton, and just show people, set it all up and just show people, the kind of equipment and things that sound system used over the many years.
Well, before we start traveling outside of your borough of Bedford, how did Bedford in your own town take to the idea?
Well, to be honest, they were quite surprised, and the first time we showed it, basically, in Bedford, a lady called Pauline Stepney saw it, and then she contacted the museum, which we didn't know nothing about, and they had we showed it about 3 times in Bedford, and then the people from the museum, they came to a place called the Harper Suite in Bedford, but we were showing it, and then it's history from there. They said they wanted to take it into the museum and show it for 6 months. I was saying nah, and I've got it on a roadshow. And then when we actually had all the meetings and stuff with them, they said, look, we really want it for a year. So in the end, we decided, we'll put it into the museum. So it's displayed. It's being displayed right now in the museum in Bedford. It's called the Higgins Museum, Bedford, Castle Lane in Bedford.
Right. In terms of the popularity of what you've done, which is great for the reggae sound system culture on a whole, not just for Bedford, but for the whole of England and people from around the world. Obviously, you would have had a lot of interest from many different sound system personalities who have been in the industry just to see what they had or hadn't had at that time.
Yeah, true talk. Yeah, well, a load of people have appreciated it, and just want to take my hat off to Quaker City from Birmingham, who, when he found out about him, he got talking to him and so forth. He showed us, loads of respect and love towards it, and he's actually donated one of his speaker boxes, what he's built, to the museum, and a few other sound systems have done that. So, all the sound systems we've talked to throughout England, they really appreciate what we're doing, because there's not, as far as we know, we're the only ones that's got a museum of that kind in the whole of England. To be honest, I know there's one and two people doing it, but to the way that we've doing it and the way it is in the museum now, I don't think there's anybody that's done it. They might have had an exhibition, but not displayed for a year. Because basically in the museum we had it in a cabinet on their second floor, and due to the popularity of it, after 6 months they talked back to us, and then we put it downstairs in a bigger main area in a cabinet nearly 4 times the size of what we were in before. So it's quite prominent in the museum right now. So it's still there till October. Ending of October, so, and people can just go and see it still,
Right. So let me ask you, how many different, in terms of all your items are all numbered, how many items are there altogether?
Oh, geez, no, that's a question I don't even know, and I shouldn't really know that. No, there's.
Well, before you go any further,
right now, 150 in there now. There might be 100 pieces inside there. 120 pieces inside there.
How many?
It's packed. It's got a gram.
Well, how many? Well, before you go any further, how many pieces do you think you have altogether?
150. I don't even know.
All right.
Well,
let me give you an idea. You're going to have people from different walks of life, of different cultures, coming to look at the expedition, right? Now, this is just an idea. The reason why I ask you how many different items or exhibits do you have, because in the catalogue, when you go for a sale or whatever, they highlight in numbers what each one is in category. So if a person wants to look for a certain item in that setup you have, they would know what number it is and also what it's called and the purpose behind it. That would be an idea, a catalogue. So you need to have a catalogue of all the items you have, and also from what year it came from, etc. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah. Basically, we've got that, but off the top of my head, I can't say to you, because everything's itemized, everything's been catalogued. You can go there with your phone, and put your camera on, and it will tell you. You put your camera on this kind of digital thing they got, then it tell you what's in the museum and what everything's about. So we've done all of that. I can't say to you we've got X amount of pieces, because we always add into it and so forth. You know what I mean? So people are always donating to us now and giving us stuff that they don't use or whatever. So so it's all catalogue, my friend. It is all catalogue there. So it's if you go there, you'll see what I mean.
Right.
I can't remember. It's a thing they've got on the. It's like if you open up your camera and you point it at it, it will tell you exactly what's in the museum and the different items and so forth.
Oh, that's
so
good.
That part of it has been done.
Okay, that's good.
Part of it has been done.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah,
Is
they've
it
done. We've done all of that.
is it called a Q bar or barcode or something like that?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, that sounds good. But you actually could be there physically to put your camera on it to sort of get that image to come up with the information, but not as a catalog.
Not as a catalogue.
No, not as a catalog.
No. Well, that you see, for me, I'm just the person that puts everything together. The technical part of it is somebody else within my team that does that.
How many members are in your team anyway?
It's just me and somebody else that helps me out. My partner that helps me out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So in Cultural Roots, there's 8 of us, and but the museum is mainly done by me and somebody else in the team. You see?
Okay.
So that's how we're running it at the moment.
So the sound system side is still operating.
Oh yeah, the sound system is still operating.
Right.
You know, we don't really stop playing. We do mainly what we do now. We do a lot of weekenders and functions like that. You know, playing in hotels and so forth. So the sound is very, very active. The actual sound system is it's called Cultural Roots, and if you go onto the internet, you will see the Cultural Roots sound system. So it's kind of a unique sound system where
it is
all our speakers.
It is.
All our. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen the images. I've seen the pictures. I'm saying, wow. I've even seen it in other places where ain't that sound system cultures boxes and so forth. All that. How did you? Yeah, it is. How did you get them like that? Because they light up. You know,
yeah, that's right.
Where in the early days of sound system, you probably have a little one red light for the bass line and everything.
That's right.
But this time it's the full thing. How did you get it that way?
Well, I'm the one who done that because my trade is I'm an electronics engineer anyway, so it's something that I wanted to do all the time, and basically with that concept there, it was just to basically highlight the sound system to a lot of people, because what's happening, I think a lot of people have forgotten about sound systems now. And it was just basically, when we play out, you know, everywhere we play out, we always get people, especially the ladies, coming up to the sound and asking us questions about the sound system and so forth because of the way it looks. So it's an authentic sound system with a kind of a modern look to it. So, you know,
yeah,
that was hard work. That took a long time to do, to get that all engineered and everything. But we're getting loads of love for it, you know?
I would say the sound system, it looks attractive in terms of the way it looks different from everybody else. It gives the sound and the vibes in the club, whatever, a bit of a boost of comfort, because everything's all nice and warm and the lights are there flashing.
Yeah, that's right.
If anybody ever got a chance to see the sound system I'm talking about right now, you'll find out what I'm talking about. Lights and all sorts. And if you look at the website, go to the website. Give them the website address again.
It's www.culturalroots.com.
Simple as that. Culturalroots.com. Simple as that. All right.
Yeah. Just go to that. You'll just go into Yahoo, type in Cultural Roots, and all the places that we played with the sound system will come up, because it just gives a different atmosphere to any venue, you know, because of what's been done on the sound system. We're the first sound system to go and play in the Indigo O2 Greenwich at the Giants of Lovers Rock. We're the first full kind of reggae sound system to go and do that, and that's all because of the way the sound system looks. Yeah. So since then, we get to play in a lot of different venues that a lot of sounds don't really get to play in. You know what I mean? It's done a lot. It's done a lot for us, and it's done a lot for the sound system culture. Because as I said, anywhere we play, you know, we always get people coming up and asking about the sound system. You know, they don't really see sound systems again, but, you know, we're just trying to keep up that sound system culture, which was obviously born in Jamaica, but it's slowly kind of
in slight decline, as one would say.
Declining, yeah, decline. That's the better word to say in England, because everybody's just going around with a couple of boxes on a stand because it's easier.
Well, listen to this now.
You understand?
And we're talking the active speakers and the active system and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's not the real deal.
No,
I think people still want to see the original sound systems.
Yeah, the authentic side.
You know, man like Quaker City, you got to remember that man's getting on in age and he's still playing sound system. So it's people like him, I tell you the honest truth, that gives me, as Mr. Culture Beats, the inspiration to play sound system, because the man's getting on in his 80s and he's still playing sound system. You know, that to me, that's amazing. And even sometimes when I think, boy, I can't be bothered with this, and I think about that man in Quaker City, that alone inspires me. So he's carrying it on. He don't play on nobody's sound system. He just wants to play his sound system. And to book Culture Roots, if someone wanted to book Culture Roots, you couldn't book me without the sound system. Okay. It has to be with a sound system. I don't even. If someone said to me, "I give you X amount of pounds to play at a venue, no sound," I'd decline it. I said, "Nah, no, that's not us."
But Culture Roots wouldn't be a Culture Roots sound without its culture and its foundation behind it anyway.
There you go. And the museum is just another enhancement to say, you know, this is what we've done. This is our culture, because we've been playing sound system in this country for X amount of years, and I don't think we really got anything to show for it. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. And,
well,
we got to. We have to, as the elders, we have to start doing something, and that's all we're doing. As soon as a museum.
Let me step in there. Let me step in there right now. In terms of what you just said about, you know, we have been around for a long, long time, and many different sounds, thousands of sounds have been in this country. We don't really have much to shout about. We shout about the music and the type of big sounds like the Coxsons, the Shackers, and the Fat Man, and those great sound systems, as you mentioned as well, Quaker and Sir Christopher. That's the legacy. That's a legacy that we grew up on. That was the start of something different in this country. Now, to maintain, to preserve that culture, yourself has done that. You've taken the right step where other sounds now, they can't disregard or disrespect you in any way because of the fact you've taken it to a different level that they never thought of that level. The world we want to see that level, because everywhere you're going around the world, they've got sound system, they've got the new boxes, they've got the new images, people making boxes, etc. on the computers and all these things, but yours is the original, authentic sound system where people can go to a dance, put on their good clothes, and be amongst the boxes of colours. What an atmosphere! What a comfort! And I've never been there. I've never seen the sound, but I can just imagine. I've been in the sound system for quite a long time, and I've talked to many sounds around the world, and I talked to many people who's got sound system and that. But for what I can see and what I can vision, people put on their nice clothes to have a good time. They are amongst colours of a sound system that give you the vibes and make them feel good, and make them feel good about the clothes they're wearing and feeling.
Yeah, true talk.
Because you got some sound systems now, they bring their boxes into the dance hall and it's like, it's dull.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get people to enjoy themselves with the surrounding being a little bit dull. And that's the fact.
Yeah.
And you've kind of lifted that. You've done something different that no other sound has done. You know, so you got your sound system working, the colourful sound with the images of the boxes, and then you've got your museum. What a great formation that is for the culture of sound system. You've done pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. You couldn't have said it any better, my friend. And that's all we're doing. It's not about being the best or the number one. We've gone past. We were never on that. It's about promoting that culture that came from the Caribbean. It came from Jamaica. And I think that's what we have to do.
Well, everybody.
I think what a lot of sounds are doing, they're trying to work smarter, so not harder. So by them bringing in a couple of active boxes, they think they're doing something good. And, you know, I'm not thinking in a way, but that's not me. I can do that, but we're not going to do that. It's hard work lifting those boxes. It's hard work with all the lights and stuff and maintaining the sound system. But however, that's what we're going to do. You know, the legends, Osborne Rodders, King Tubbies and all of them, they started this business back in Jamaica and we just have to keep it going for as long as we physically can, and maybe pass it on to the younger ones, which we will.
Okay, let's talk about the younger one. Let's talk. You touched
100%.
Stop there. You stopped on you mentioned the younger ones, and I'm looking at the fact that we are, as elders who were from the late 50s into the 60s, because majority of stuff started way into the 60s in sound system.
Yes.
Now we touched on the youngsters. Now, in terms of sound system, I myself have not seen a sound system in the young generation that can pull me to go and listen to them. Are you in that same position too as well, or have you know somebody?
Well, around Cultural Roots, there's a few younger ones that will be taking over Cultural Roots sound system, and when I finish with it, which is going to be hopefully in the next, not say hopefully, but over the next few years, I will be putting it down. They will carry it forward. So there are a few young people that will take it over, and may I say the youths, the young people that are in Birmingham, they've got a good sound system culture still going in Birmingham with the younger generations. Down south, it's not the same. But I think like in Birmingham, when I go Birmingham and I see the young men, so to speak, building sound system, we don't get that in the south. We don't really get that. So I think with Culture Roots, yeah, we have got a few young people, my nephew and so forth, and my son, who will take it over. They've studied what's going on. They feel the vibes. They've been around us for all their lives. So I believe with Culture Roots itself, they will take it on, when we've put it down. However, on the whole scale of the whole of England, I think is a bit difficult, especially up south. There's not many young people building sound system. Everybody gets a laptop, gets a controller, and that's as far as they go.
Yeah.
They don't even buy tunes no more. All they do is download the tunes and they think that's it. I believe there's more DJs now than there's ever been in the history of music in this country, because everybody's a DJ. Once they got a laptop, controller, that's it. Sound system culture is not, maybe on the dub scene, it's strong on the dub scene, but like on the reggae scene, there's not many young people coming through to that beach.
Yeah, as you mentioned,
sign of the times, my friend. Sign of the times, isn't it?
As you mentioned, there was more sound system around than DJs at one time.
Yeah.
And now it's the other way around. Everybody's the DJ. Yeah. Everybody can do this, but they haven't got the heartbeat. They haven't got the history behind them. And that's the part that they lack of, that history, the foundation of where things come from. And the fact that music is so easy to obtain nowadays, it's I could use the word a joke, but just like I said, it's a sign of the time. Everything's.
Yeah, but you look at it with what you were doing. I've never met you before. Mm-hmm. You're interviewing me now, but I guarantee you used to go to the record shops up in Birmingham or wherever you used to go and buy your tunes. So Saturday you would spend half a day, 3/4 of the day in the record shop buying tunes, and within that you're meeting a lot of people, because that's how I did it.
Right.
Used to go London, go Birmingham, Summit Records we used to go as well. Every month we used to go to Summit Records. We used to go to a place by the Bullring, upstairs by the Bullring outside.
Summit Records.
Yeah, Summit Records. We used to go there, park up. Those days, parking was easy to park anywhere around the Bullring. Park up anywhere. To park up anywhere, 5-6 hours you're in the record shop, and that's where I met a lot of the sound guys. Joe Orthodox sound system over your sides. We used to move around with them in Birmingham. All these big sounds that we met in the record shop. Same in London. We used to go Dub Vendor, meet all the Saxon, Coxon, One Love Sounds, all of them guys I met in record shops, but it's not like that now.
No.
It's easy now. You go online and you download the tune, and that's it. You've got the tune. You don't have to pay for it. We were supporting the industry.
That's right. You mentioned earlier that you have never met me. And I'm not too quite sure. Am I talking to the right person that I met in Wolverhampton?
Yeah, I think I met you at the museum. Was it at the museum?
Yeah, man, it was me.
Yes. Sorry, yes, I did. I have met you. Yeah, That was
Right.
at the what centre was that? That was at the Dominion Centre.
That's correct. Now
Yeah.
we spoke about that on a different level without the radio. And tell me and tell the people what you told me the first time you approached that building to go into that building.
Okay. Well, when I actually was bringing the museum down, I got given the address by Quaker City because he's the one that invited us down there. So I said, okay, I'll bring the museum down there. So he gave me the address and I drove down this road. I drove down this road 3 times. I thought, where is this place? Anyway, I stopped at the side of the road and then I saw this young man sitting in a car. And I said to him, look, I'm looking for this club down here called the Dominion Centre. And he goes, there it is, just across there. I said, really? I said, no, that can't be it. He goes, that is it. Anyway, he made a phone call and then the shutters opened. Someone came and opened up the shutters and I thought, nah, I can't believe this. I come all the way from Bedford to come into a shebeen. No way. Anyway, when I walked in there, I was truly shocked. It was just like a TARDIS. I just couldn't believe it. And
When
like
you
I
when
said
you when
to
you when you when
I-
you all I know when you use the word TARDIS, what's your interpretation of TARDIS?
from the outside, it didn't look like anything. It just looked like an industrial unit.
Right.
It just looked like, no disrespect. He looked like it's going to be a shebeen. It's just going to be a rundown place because it didn't look like anything outside
Right.
compared to what I usually go to. I expected a club, I expected a pop-up, the way it looked from the outside. But when I actually walked in, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I could not believe it. I've been to many venues in England over the years, and I would have to say that place it's a beautiful place, wonderful place. I think the people of Wolverhampton have got a diamond there. It's one of the best clubs I physically have been in terms of the way it looks, the quality of it, the cleanliness of it. It's like a 4-star hotel, to be honest. Walking into the lobby part of it, and then you walk down the corridor into this massive hall with the bar and the bars there. It's perfect. Possibly one of the best venues in England in terms of a music venue to bring sound system culture, whether you want a wedding day, christening. Place is beautiful, unbelievable. If we had that in Bedford, that would be, you wouldn't be able to book it. It'd be just booked up every week. So I met the owner. I can't remember his name, but I had to shake his hand twice, him and his wife,
Right.
because that place, they had 3 sound systems inside there that night, and they fitted in there comfortably. All 3 sound systems were on point that night. Noise pollution when you walk to the front of the building was very limited. It weren't like it was blasting out. It's perfect. So the people of Wolverhampton, if they're listening right now, you have got the ideal venue. London at the moment is struggling for venues. They've got nowhere.
Nowhere. And I get to realize that in London, looking at all the flyers that they put out now and then, because I keep a good track on Fat Man and other sounds.
Yeah.
None of have they got a limit to what time they can finish and what time they can go over in? I get to understand.
Yeah, well, they're limited. I'm not speaking bad about London, but in talking to a lot of the London sounds, they've got nowhere to play. They're limited in where they can play it. Then there's a time restriction and so forth. So they've just got, for the whole of London, there's it's the capital of England. It's the capital of England, but they've got nowhere, nothing like what I saw in Wolverhampton. Nothing of any comparison to that. Now, as you said, I do the same as you. I look at flyers online just to keep up what's going on, and it seems like they're going back to start playing back in pubs.
Yeah.
Which I was playing in pubs when I was 16.
Yeah.
You couldn't get me to play in a pub for love nor money now. But they've gone back to using pubs. They've gone back to using, so they're not going, like the business is going backwards, not forwards.
And even when they're playing in the pubs as well.
And it's sad. It's sad. It's all the effort that you have put in, we have put in over the years. We're going to go back and start playing back in pubs.
And you can't really use your sound system in there neither as well.
No. What you've got in Wolverhampton, as I said to you the last time I talked to you, And I'm telling the people who are listening right now, that place, make use of it. Support that brother there, because I can't remember his name. Believe, let me tell you this, that is the best venue in England for any type of music, especially sound system culture. Yeah, that place should be used every single week for sound system culture, because it is wonderful, it's beautiful, it's clean, it's tidy, it's upstanding to anybody who owns it. That brother there, it's fantastic. I'm speechless.
Yeah,
when I went in there, I was speechless. I sent a video to certain people that couldn't make it with me that night. And when my partner came and we saw it, we were shocked. We were totally shocked. The comfort of that place is amazing.
A lot of people, until at this point, would have thought differently about things differently outside, but now you've sort of told them basically, because you've traveled England and been to many different venues, and there's nothing, as you said, there's nothing like it. And I, as a person, have to listen to what you say, because you've been around and seen things and can orchestrate the fact that where I went in Wolverhampton was something out of this world. And I think one must make good use of what they have. That's the word.
100%.
Make good
100%.
use of what you have, because sometimes if you think you're amongst competition, there's no competition compared to that building.
Yeah. Listen, I played 3 weeks ago. I played in a 4-star hotel, Camborne, Cambridgeshire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we played at a weekender there. That place is similar to that. That's all I can say. A 4-star hotel and spa in Camborne, Cambridgeshire, out in the countryside. Right. That place you've got in Birmingham is, the only difference is the outside, the way it looks. And I'm not disrespecting the outside. That's why I said it looked like a TARDIS. But when you go inside that place, you can be suited and booted. That's a place where you put on your nice clothes, suited and booted, and you go inside.
The outside can look
beautiful place.
The outside can look deceiving, but they're but at the time the parking facilities wasn't available at the time when you came there. But now parking facilities across the road are available for people to park their cars sensibly.
Because I actually turned around across the road from me. I actually turned around in there on my second trip down the road because I just couldn't find it. I just couldn't find the place.
You got as far down to the park and turned back then, did you?
I went all the way down to the bottom of the road. I'm driving a van. I had to make space, drive around, come back. 3 times I've done that.
Wow.
And on the 4th time, I stopped the van and I thought, I need to ring Quaker. But when I was ringing Quaker, I couldn't get him because obviously he's setting up his sound. I couldn't get him to find out where's this place. So the people of Wolverhampton, I'm telling you, I've played in loads of places over the 45 years Cultural Roots have been going. We started in September the 10th, 1979 we started.
Okay.
Right? So we've travelled all over England, Europe, and bought the sound system. That place you got in Wolverhampton, I say it again and again, value that place. Because we've got the capital of England, London, hasn't got nowhere like that.
No.
And if it has, they're not letting us bring our sound systems inside there.
Okay.
Because there's hundreds of venues in London, hundreds. However, I don't know why sound systems can't go in them. You know what I mean? So, hence why we set the sound the way it is, because when we take it into this 4-star hotel in Camborne, the staff love it. The manager loves it because it's 3 times we've played in there so far, and they love the way the sound looks, love the way it sounds. So it's just taking. All we've done is trying to take sound system on a different. It's still sound system, but on a different level.
On a different,
do you understand?
Of course,
So,
and you got history behind you as well in terms of your museum, which is a great factor for life.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move forward, because talking about Wolverhampton, we have Blackstone's going to be performing in that same club on the 14th of September, and they're celebrating their 50th anniversary in that club. So it should be.
Wow.
Yeah, Blackstone's. What's your view on Blackstone's?
Blackstone, brilliant group, but there's nothing bad I can say about them. We've got a few Blackstone tunes, so there's not much bad you can say about them. Hopefully people will come out and support that. That's the 14th of September, you're saying, yeah?
The 14th of September, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to try and come down to that.
Right, and that'd be nice for the people to see you. You've also got
that'd be nice if we can come down to that.
Yeah, you've also got an event taking place for yourself as well. 45 years in the industry as well on the 7th on the 7th of September. Tell the people a bit about that.
Okay, what it is, we're doing a dinner and dance in Bedford, the Harper Street, Bedford Town Centre. And it's to celebrate our 45 years of playing sound system culture. On the bill, we have Peter Spence, Paulette Tasia, Mike Anthony, Carol Thompson, Vivian Jones, Sophia Soul, Donna Marie. We've got saxophone player called The Sax. He's going to be playing his saxophone. We've got a reggae poet called Dave Nita. And also we got got some Nyabingi drummers, Raz Tread and his Nyabingi drummers.
Okay.
And it's a dinner and dance. Unfortunately or unfortunately, either way you want to look at it, the dinner and dance part of it is fully sold out. All that's gone.
Oh, it's gone already.
But there are
Okay.
it got sold out. I think it's a month now. It's been sold out. But that takes place in Bedford. There's a few dance stage show tickets left, but all the dinner and dance tickets are sold out, and that's on September the 7th of September 2024, the Harper Street, Bedford Town Centre. So it's just a celebration of what we've done over the past 45 years of playing sound system.
Okay.
You know?
Let me go to the next point before we leave right now. And many people don't get a chance to travel. A lot of people take time out to sort of go on the internet and stroll through and find things and etc. Reading stuff and looking at stuff, but not really feeling it itself. Let me just ask you the question. Is there a situation where you're going to be based in Wolverhampton for the month of Black History Month?
For October?
Yeah.
October month. I don't think so, because we're still Black History Month. We're October. October's a kind of a busy month for us, to be honest.
Right.
In terms of playing out and so forth. So October's a busy September, October. Yeah, it's going to be a busy month for us.
Right. The reason why I asked that question is that there's a little bird flying around saying that basically you could be part of the expeditions for Black History Month in Wolverhampton. Obviously, as you just said, you're busy, and it's a busy time for not just for Wolverhampton, but for everywhere else as well in terms of Black History Month.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I would say that people. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go on. You go ahead.
So I would say the people who can find time to come to Bedford for Black History Month, as much as we can also find our time and strength to go to Liverpool to look at the slavery ornaments and so forth. We must can go to
true talk.
Your neck of the woods to look at the history of sound system, and everything will be there. You know, so it's something for the listeners and the fans out there to look forward to. But in terms of after the month of October, is there any chance of it coming back to Wolverhampton at any point?
Yes, 100%. Mm-hmm. When we showed it in Wolverhampton at the Dominion Centre, right? We've taken it a few places before that. Mm-hmm. The people of Wolverhampton, because when we take the museum out, we're telling people about sound system and so forth. When we went to Wolverhampton, the people were educating us as well, because even the ladies were coming up and saying, "Oh, I remember that and I know that." So, you know, the people up north seem to know their history.
Oh, yes, of course.
A lot about sound systems. And even with some of the men coming up to us, they were saying to us, because certain things we've got to understand, we don't know who built them. We know who built them, but we don't know where they are. So we met people that were saying, yeah, Errol was the one that built that valve amplifier. Then I say to him, have you heard where he is? Well, I think he's in Jamaica. And we had some beautiful conversations when we came down a little while ago with the museum to the Dominion Centre. So that's what it's about. So 100% we will be coming back to Wolverhampton
at some point.
100% is going to happen. Yeah, at some point. because basically we're looking for somewhere. The museum is coming out, the Higgins Museum, I believe in the middle of September, and
Is it?
what we're going to do is,
okay.
yeah, it wasn't a permanent. It was only there for a year.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, what we're going to do, we've been trying to find other museums to take it into, but however, there's a lot of
Red tape.
what's the word? Right, that's the key word. Red tape and politics that goes through it. So we're still working on that.
Okay.
But in the meantime, what we're going to do, we're going to go back to what I initially started, which is the roadshow, which take it to certain functions. So 100%, we want to come back to the Dominion Centre or anywhere up north to show people sound system culture.
Well,
we're not doing it for profit. We're not doing it for money.
Mm-hmm.
We're just doing it because that's what I believe I'm meant to do. That's my calling. You understand? Sound system was my calling, but now this, you see, with lockdown was bad for a lot of people. However, lockdown for me kind of gave all of us a time to think.
True.
And when I took out all these things that I collected over the years and put it all together in one room, and I sat there with my wife and I said, what am I going to do with?
Still there? Hello? All right. See, we lost him at the crucial part of his conversation. Let's see, probably didn't have his phone turned off and got an incoming call somewhere. ScarletRadio.org.uk, Godfather here live inside. If you just tuned in, this is the Godfather Show, keeping it real. Talking to...
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Sorry, but I don't know what happened there.
Right. You said you were talking to your wife and you said to her basically, what am I going to do with all this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to her, what am I going to do with all this equipment here? And then, I said to myself, at that present time there, now I'm going to take it on a road show.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it's just developed from there. So I feel blessed for that, things that I've collected over the years, it was never meant to be going to the museum. It was just my own personal collection.
Right.
That I just like collecting sound system stuff. I don't know why I was collecting it. Even with tidying up the house, I found something in my wife's wardrobe, right in the corner of her wardrobe. What I put away, totally forgot about it, in the loft, at my mum's house, in my unit. And when I put everything together, I just couldn't believe the amount of equipment that I've collected over the years and just put it down. And now people can appreciate it now, what I've collected.
Well, when you came to Wolverhampton, nobody knew you was coming. Nobody told me you was coming. When I walked the door, I looked on the left and I said, "Wow!" And I was there for about I was there for about 45 minutes, an hour before I went into the dance because I'm looking at stuff that I could recognize as a youngster growing up with sound system, and every sound system had gone through that, to the valve amps, the speakers, and all sorts. It was like
that's right.
It was like fascinating. It was like fascinating. I still got the pictures of the actual expedition. Great. It was absolutely great. But I just wanted for you to be here today, just to tell the people about yourself and what they don't know about what's happening on the other side of our backyard. Because there are many people out there doing many different things that we're not aware of. And without radio, because radio is a step forward to what we used to do.
100%. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So we didn't have radio as such. Right. We did have one or two radio stations, but it wasn't really kicking the way sound was kicking. Now you've got more radio stations than sound system. You see how things change?
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true, because there was X amount of sound systems in the different cities in England.
That's
and
right.
We got together, and that's how we got to know each other, through the music and so forth. I personally spent a lot of time in Birmingham. My education for sound system was in Birmingham. With a sound system called Ja Orthodox, which is Hooligan.
Yes,
him and his brother called Irvin and Linval. They gave me a lot of teachings for sound systems, and when I was younger, it was the days of Jungle Man sound system out of Birmingham as well. They're the sound systems that kind of I used to follow as well. So, most of my education and teachings of sound system and Rastafari came from Birmingham,
right,
or Birmingham Strong as they call it now. So Birmingham, my opinion, had the best sound systems, solid sound system. Up north, the north end of the
Midlands.
country. Midlands had the best sound systems. You know, I have this conversation with a lot of the sound systems from South, and I said, nah, they had the best sound systems. You know, the best engineers, the best builders came from up north. You know, the equipment they were using, the way they played, the music they played was more conscious than up south. So all my teachings come from 100% comes from Birmingham. The first time I heard Quaker City, I was amazed, and you know, I must have been 14, and I said to myself, "That's if I ever build a sound system, that is how I want to sound, like that sound there." I never knew them, I just heard the sound system. My older cousin took me to a dance and it was Quaker City. And many years later I found out it was Quaker City, and I said, that's what I want to be like. I want to be like how they play.
Right.
And how they sounded as well.
And it sounded still sound the same as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
man.
played in Birmingham. Quaker City played in Birmingham the other day, and the way that man played his sound system, you know, you don't like people saying his age, but trust me, the man's in his 80s and he's still playing sound system. He's still lifting boxes. He's the godfather of sound systems in England, as far as I'm concerned. He's the godfather. Hasn't been given his dues, but I'm giving him his dues 100%. I take my hat off to that man. He's the one that inspires me to keep going. You know, when I feel weak, like when I'm loading up the van or whatever, and I feel weak, and I think to myself, what am I doing this for? He comes into my head, and I think, if he can do it at his age, and I'm at my age, which is 60, nah, man, come on, man, fix up yourself, go on.
Yeah.
And you know, it's that's what we need.
Well,
I've
been in positions where I've spoken to Quaker himself after some sessions he's done lately, and I says to him, Quaker, you know, man, you know, after you look after your health, you know what I mean, because you can't do this forever still, you know. He said, boy, I know Godfather, but boy, I love my sound and I love how, you know.
Yeah. I think that's what's keeping him going, because we have elders right here in Bedford who are his age, and they don't go out now. They do not go out.
Right.
Where when you see somebody like him of his age, you know something's wrong why they don't go out. We don't see them no more. They used to have sound, but they don't go out no more. We don't see them no more. You know what I mean? They're just in their house. They don't want to go shopping. They don't want to do nothing. And I think because Quaker is doing his sound system, he's thinking about it's keeping him going. Because when you look at him, you know, I've joked with him and I said, look, you see the people from the Caribbean, their birth certificate's not right. Your birth certificate's not right, my friend. They messed up your birth certificate. You know where you're 80. And then he burst out laughing. But for me, I'll tell anybody, I don't care who it is, and that people of Bedford know that Quaker City is the godfather of sound system. He hasn't been given his dues, which is sad, but people like me will shout at the top of my voice. When I go dances, we big him up. He's not even in the dance, and we're bigging him up. I bust a tune for Quaker City. Yeah, man. I got bust a tune for Quaker City now, because him are the godfather sound system.
Right.
I say it as it is.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's held it. There's enough man who was on the sound system circuit and they come off of it for whatever reason, and he's still here.
Still here.
You know, he's put a speaker box into our museum. He's put a speaker box into the museum, and we have to respect that. 100%. Have to respect that. So, you know, he's a legend. He's a legend from up your sides. And, you know, I take my hat off to him 100%. You know, sound system culture, we build this in this country, but unfortunately it's going in a different direction now. Other people, if you put down something, somebody else is going to take it away. And then we're going to start bawling and say, well, you know, why is such and such doing it? That's because we're not doing it.
Right.
And if you put down something, someone's going to pick it up and use it.
Well,
it's that attitude of work smarter and not harder. When you start working smarter, something else is going to suffer.
Yeah.
And we can physically see it within our culture.
Well, what I want to say to you
We
right
can
now,
physically see it.
well, what I want to say to you is this: as you said, you know, it should be good for every sound system to make a contribution of something to your museum.
Yeah, that would be lovely, man.
And I think that would be good. That would be great for every sound system. We've got something that they're not been using over the years, have no intention of using it. contributed to your museum. And I want to make a contribution to you live here right now.
Sir.
Right? Now, as much as sound system, the only way we could listen to sound system back in the day was through the cassettes.
Yep.
And we have to big up every cassette man in the country from all
True
around the
talk.
world, because without them cassette, man and man wouldn't get to know about certain sound system.
True talk.
Right? And I used to dominate this side of the town for cassettes. I have a machine that does copies cassettes, 3 cassettes within 2 to 3 minutes, both sides at one time. I haven't used that machine for years. It's sitting there doing nothing. I don't think I have any intention of doing anything with it. I would like to make a contribution and give you that machine to put in your museum.
Thank you, sir. Respect for that. Thank you very much. Pleasure and an honor.
It's
Thank you.
it's something that, close to my heart, something that made me the way I am right now, and because of that,
Yeah.
yeah,
Respect for that. That's all I can say. Thank you very much. And also, what I want to add to that, we don't get paid to do what we do. We're doing it from, as I said, it's something that I believe I have to do. It's my calling. When you get a calling for something, no matter what it is, and it's in your heart, especially when it comes to you and you don't know it's coming to you. And when it comes to you, you think, yeah, it's made you what you are. Because we all have a reason for being on this planet.
right,
And I believe this is my calling.
right,
You know what I mean? This is my calling. I believe in the Most High. My family, my grandchildren are very important to me. But my wife knows this is my calling. So it's not like we're doing this to fill our pockets or to be famous. It's something that I believe we have to do. Because we're losing the culture, and the first person you have to look at is the person in the mirror.
yourself,
Because sometimes everybody's saying X, Y, Z, this ain't happening, that ain't happening. But the first person you have to look at is the person in the mirror and saying, what am I doing? Am I just talking?
yeah,
So I'm not on that. I'm doing something. If I can go bring it down to Wolverhampton, as long as there's a venue there, we'll bring it down.
yeah, or wherever,
Load it on the van,
or wherever it may
as long as
be.
we got enough time.
I'm sure
Wherever, it doesn't matter.
people will come
We'll
to
come down.
Yeah. Or
and we'll just bring it down and show it.
sometimes a small contribution for your traveling expenses would
Yeah.
help. Drop a pony now, whatever. It all adds up.
Yeah.
It all adds up.
It helped, but however, for me, right, at the end of the day, I have to do what I have to do,
Yeah.
and I've seen the light, and I know what I have to do.
Right.
So when I sit back in my rocking chair, or once a man, twice a child hit me, because it's going to hit all of us sooner or later.
That's correct.
I can say, you know what? I've done my piece,
Yeah.
and I've got comfort with myself until I meet my creator, and that's the only thing I can say right now. I'm
Right.
not. This ain't no get rich business or famous business. It's not. I'm just doing what I have to do because it's my physical, mental, spiritually calling right now.
Right. So as much
Because
as
45 years we've been doing this, and Culture Roots is not a sound that make people build stuff for us. Everything you see, we either built it, or I built it, or I designed it. When you look at the sound, majority of it, my boxes, everything, I built myself. So I taught myself, looked at other sounds and learned. That's how my dad taught me.
okay.
So everything you see on the sound system, my preamp, my original preamp, I built that when I was 19, 20. I built that.
Right. 19. Okay. So actually,
You know
you
what I mean?
mentioned your father. What was your father's role in the industry of sound system?
No, my father wasn't really into sound system. My father was a man of many trades. He was a carpenter, plumber, bricklayer, all in one. So he said to me, he was never into sound system. He just watched me grow up in sound system in the house.
He supported you.
He supported me 100%.
Right.
It was a situation where he said, boy, you have to go and get a job, Go and get yourself a job. Go and get yourself a trade. So I went and got myself a trade. Mm-hmm. And with my trade and that skill set, I used it to design and build my sound system.
Right.
build the boxes myself.
Okay.
Everything is built with my own hands.
Okay.
So it's not bragging or boasting. It's a fact of what I've done. The people
Right.
of Bedford, Luton, Hitchin, Wellingborough will tell you that.
Okay. Well,
You
all right.
understand? And
Well, all right. Well, okay.
So-
Enough said. Enough said. You said a lot. I know you got more to say as well, but
it's a deep thing, brother.
It
It's
is,
a deep
it
thing
is.
because remember, the sound system was born. Sound system was born in Jamaica, but over the years, it's like people are starting to forget that and think sound system come from Europe. We're getting pushed out of the market, and we have to understand we have to fight for what we got, and that's what I'm doing.
And that is because we don't have any legacy like what you've got to people to remind people where it came from. And that and that's why it will disappear if we don't maintain that sort of
100%, and that literally scares me. It literally scares. It come from Jamaica. That's where it started. But people think it come from Germany or Italy because.
Let me ask you a question. I know you're going that far, but before we run out of time right now. But have you had it filmed, orchestrated, etc., like a documentary?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got it filmed. We've got everything documented. It's just to take it further now and get more films of it, get it more documented, which we will. And take it further.
So the part
You know what I mean?
so the part you're talking about that you're scared of, just in
It's
case.
hard work. It's hard work.
It is.
I'll tell you something before you go, right? What we're finding, right, and I've got to say it like this, and it's going to hurt a lot of people. Within our own community, sometimes your own community don't support what you got. Yeah? So when you think your community sometimes is going to help you, it's sometimes a bit harder. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a bit harder.
Twice as hard.
Because they think, you're making it, they think you're going to get richer out of it,
Yeah.
or there's an ulterior motive, or whatever they think. I don't know what it is.
But you know what it is?
Sometimes within your own quarters.
Twice as hard, but twice as strength. It give you that push. You know,
See there?
it's the same with this program. This start that I have here right now. It took me a long time to reach where I am right now. Now I'm talking to all kind of people around the world. So you'll always have people who dislike and like and whatever. It doesn't matter to me. And it shouldn't matter to you because you've started something that they don't have. You have something different. So I must say to you, people like me and you are doing things different from outside the box. Let those who want to stay...
Keywords.
Right. So let those who want to stay on that side of the fence, stay on that side of the fence. My mother always said to me one time, son, you can't keep doing the same thing on the right-hand side. Cause we won't reach nowhere. So step out to that right hand and go on the left hand side and see what happens and see how quick and follow. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I want to say congratulations to you. Also, all the best all the best for September the 7th at your 45th anniversary.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to tell you this on air, right? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you this on air. Like you just told me something on air. I'm going to put it in your box now, right? We're going to invite you and your partner to come down on the 7th.
Well, I was just about to say something on that note. I'm afraid I can't make no events in September.
You're all busy. We're all busy. That's the way it goes.
I won't be here. I won't be in the country at all. So, but my
Thanks for that.
my heart goes out to you and the support. I'm sure we'll link up some other time. Same with the of course with the Blackstones. That's the same position. I'm with them as well. But I'm supporting everybody before I go.
Respect for that, Bridget.
Yes, I respect. Man. So. Yeah, man.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, man. Yes, brother.
And I hope I've told you what I needed to tell you and your listeners.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can come down and see it before we take it out of the museum, which is the Higgins Museum, Castle Lane, Bedford Town Centre, go and see it. Go and see what we've done, what we're trying to.
When is it actually coming out?
It's coming out. I believe the middle of September. It's coming out.
Right.
So it's going to go through Black History Month. And then it's going to be coming out the middle of September. We're going to have a closing thing on September the 10th, I believe. We're having a talk with Quaker City, a sound called Idle Rockers, a sound called Jah Warrior, to do a bit of a closing ceremony and a little bit of talk about sound system culture and so forth.
Right. Okay.
So we'll put that all that will be put online very shortly.
You're not open on Bank Holiday Mondays, are you?
Yes, no, bank holiday Monday. They're closed on a Monday. It's just Tuesdays. From Tuesday to Saturday. It's from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. Sundays 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. But on a Monday, it's closed on a Monday.
Okay, let me just work out my
Yeah, but if
figures.
they open up on a bank holiday, I would let you know. But I doubt that very much.
Okay, all right.
All right? So whenever you can get the opportunity to come down, just come down. Give us a call.
I'm looking at.
and
I'm
we'll take you
looking.
down there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the date right now, which is closer before I do leave anyway. So, look out for that call. Let me just check my diary
Okay, no worries,
and let you
man.
know. But for the people of Wolverhampton and the people around the world and the Midlands and also England, this is the Godfather talking to Cultural Roots, Sound and Light from Bedford. I want
Yep.
to say thank you very much to you, sir.
No problem, sir. Take care and guidance to you and all the listeners. Take care. One love.
Thank you very much for your time. Manners and respect to you, sir.
Every time.
All right, bless up.
Keep it locked.
www.skylineradio.org.uk. The story of love been told so many times, but at the end of the day, it can only be happy or sad. Just like the dew that cling to dawn, I'll cling to you, my love. I came to erase the memories of things we used to do. Oh, how I love you, girl. Oh, how I love you. Now I sit alone with memories by the
The Godfather. The weekend sounds great.
Godfather is the man.
Keep it locked.
www.skylineradio.org.uk